A very good morning to all of you students. After the chapter 1.2, A Thief's Story, did you all like it? Yeah? Wasn't that a fantastic story? To begin your 10th standard English syllabus, right? Today, I have chosen for you one short poem of Unit 1, and that is 1.1 by Rabindranath Tagore, where the mind is without fear. Students, Rabindranath Tagore was born in 1861 and who died in 1941 was awarded the title of Poet Laureate. He was also given the title of Sir by British colonial masters, which we all know he renounced because he was a true Indian patriot who, upon the call of Mahatma Gandhi, participated in non-cooperation movement and India's civil disobedience movement. But through this poetry, where the mind is without fear, Rabindranath Tagore, he originally composed it in Bengali, later on translated in English, and in this poetry, we find what? He is talking about India under the British rule, an era where the colonial masters ruled over Indians. Here, he makes an appeal. This poetry is basically an appeal to the God Almighty, wherein he wants Indians to awaken from the deep slumber. Slumber is what? A sleep. He wants Indians to awaken from the deep sleep of being slaves under the Britishers for almost 190 years. And he asks every Indian to be patriotic, participate in the freedom struggle, and remove the British colonial masters outside India. Because freedom, students understand, is not a gift, it's an achievement, and one which has been got by the sacrifice of what? The lives of millions of Indians. But through the poetry, where the mind without fear, what Tagore wants to say, let's understand the first stanza. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, he dreams of India. Tagore dreams of India where the mind of every Indian is without fear. And when it is possible, students, when of course India is a free country. If India is under slavery under the British colonial masters, you also understand Indians will never be free. So how can their mind, their thought process can be free, right? So he says where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. And when the head will be held high, when Indians are no longer under the British rule, they with pride, they will have a raised head like this and move with self-respect and dignity in the society, in the free India. Where the knowledge is free, where the knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments. By what? By narrow domestic walls. Where the knowledge is free. Here he signifies the freedom of knowledge. Every Indian citizen in free India will have an access to knowledge, that is right to education. Yes, under the British rule, it was only privileged Indians who could afford the English medium schools started by British government, if you are aware, right? And the world has not been broken. World he signifies about what? India was undivided India under the British rule. India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, they were all under one Indian federation under the British rule. And besides that, political boundaries, India also had what? Several people belonging to different castes and communities staying together under the one colonial master. Where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Here narrow domestic wall, students, signifies what? Division in the society on the basis of religion, caste and community. where the words come out from the depth of truth. And he again aspires or dreams of India where the words come out from the depth of truth, because we know truth always triumphs, truth always is victorious. However powerful the false may be, but truth is winner ultimately in the end. Where tireless striving stretches its arm towards perfection. Here, tireless striving, students refers to continuous efforts and struggles, because that was the need of the day when Indians, under the call of Mahatma Gandhi, they joined the Satyagraha movement, and they were struggling, striving for one goal, common goal, that was freedom. So, where its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way. Here, the clear stream of reason stands for what? It stands for what? The good thoughts of Indians who know they have to fulfill to achieve the freedom. Into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. Into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. Dreary stands for what? Lifeless. And why he says dreary sands of desert? Because Indians under the British rule were living a life without any charm. They were living like some objects, continuously abused, considered inferior by the white skinned people, that is the Britishers. Dead habits, it stands for what? Old traditional rituals which were very much prevalent in Indian society in the name of religion. And if you are aware, in past, when we were under the colonial master, one more big drawback was in Indian society, to be more precise, Hindu society, it was full of rituals and customs. There were so many superstitions prevalent which did not allow the progress of Indians under the British rule. Where the mind is led forward by thee, but he expects the mind, that is Indian conscience, Indian people's thoughts should be led free by thee. Means what? Thee, old English for what? You yourself have to do this. Into ever widening thought and action. And he talking about ever widening thoughts means forever broadening one's outlook. Into the heaven of freedom. Let my father, let my country awake. And he aspires that India should, in the near future, to get British colonial masters out of India, also should strive with what? Good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. If this all is done by every Indian together, they would be able to achieve the freedom from the British colonial masters. And students, with that positive note, Rabindranath Tagore wants to end the poetry where the mind is without fear. But nevertheless, I would add a few thoughts. What exactly motivated him to write this poetry, and what exactly in practicality it has a message for every Indian of today. It's as follows, students. If we talk about the different aspects covered by Rabindranath Tagore through the poem where the mind is without fear, we touch first and foremost the religious aspect. Religion. Indians have been always, from time immemorial, guided by religion. In the name of religion, Indians who are God-fearing people, they have led civilizations, and they have done all the actions and the deeds and the achievements in the name of religion. Indians are highly religious minded. For such Indians, Rabindranath Tagore, realizes that the countrymen are in a deep slumber of ignorance who have to be awakened to free India from the clutches of the British colonial master. Second aspect he touches with the poetry is hopeful and optimistic. Rabindranath Tagore is hopeful. He has got high hopes, and he's optimist, means he sees the brighter side of tomorrow by arising every Indian, writing though simple poetry where the mind is without fear. Every Indian should participate in the big cause, and the cause is what? Of common goal of removing the British colonial masters. He also is concerned. There is a concern seen of Rabindranath Tagore in the poem. And what is the concern? He is concerned about the well-being of the people of the country. He wants them to gain knowledge and progress in life, which would otherwise would have not been possible if Indians would be under the British rule, because Britishers never implemented any policies which were for the favor or for the good of Indians. They were very selfish, oppressive rulers, as we all know. And finally, last but not the least, he has composed this poetry freely from the heart. What does that mean? Tagore uses the free verse. As you see, students, there is no rhyme scheme in the poetry. And such a poetry without rhyme scheme is known as free verse. It's a poetic device. By usage of this free verse, he says that his thought for his nation, and they come from his heart, and they possess the ability to touch the heart of the reader and transform them completely to be a true Indian who, with patriotic fervor, will fight for the cause of India's freedom struggle. Thank you.